Alright guys, I finally got it done. Sorry it took so long. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, subscribe, comment if you have any questions. For a faster response, find me on Facebook, Yak Ninja. Alright guys, here we go. Alright, first thing you want to do is pre-proof your kayak. See how everything's going to look. If you're having a hard time keeping your crossbars down, you can put a dumbbell over it or any piece of weight. Next you want to do is make your backing plate. Here is a aluminum flat bar, but I recommend using stainless steel if you can get your hands on that. Here's the Hobie Adventure Island backing plate that I melted off with a heat gun. Here I'm going to test the backing plates with the 1/4 by 20 socket cap screws that I got from Home Depot. Just measuring it from hole to hole, which is about 5 feet, just for an idea of reference. Here I'm just going to eyeball to make sure it's nice and even, but if you stare at it too long, you're going to go nuts. I'm going to time lapse the video because this project took me the whole day. If you got a buddy, it'll be much faster. It's not hard to do, just gotta get past the idea of drilling into your hull of your kayak. You should be fine. If you're scared about it shifting as you're drilling in, you can put one bolt in and that will stop it from shifting as you're drilling. The front is always easy to do because the hatch is right there, so I normally start with the front first before I do the back. Just make sure your pedals are not hitting the front crossbar. You should be good. I use Marine Group. This stuff is awesome. It's a silicone based adhesive. Don't forget your washers. I also purchased this from Home Depot. Here's another way of putting on the washers without it falling to the hull of the kayak is using Marine Group, silicone the edges, especially when doing the back. I went with lock nuts, again Home Depot. With the Marine Group and the lock nut, there ain't no way that's coming off. Tightening it nice and firm, don't want to overdo it or strip it. Left side is done, now the right side. Measuring one more time for reference. As you can see, it's 5 feet. Alright, now the back. There's ways you can make it even by looking at the curves and everything, but like I said, if you eyeball it too much, you're gonna go nuts. So yeah, if you haven't seen part 1 yet, I highly recommend you do. It will give you a better understanding of how I put everything together and how why I did what I did. For those of you with the Revo 13 Outback Pro Angler, you can reach the back with a socket. You just need to use a lock nut with the washer, a little bit of silicone on the edges so it doesn't fall into the socket. Then you reach in there with the socket wrench, finding the bolt. When you find the bolt, you just tighten it down. If you got a buddy, it'll be super helpful. Having a flashlight inside the hull, you can see the shadow of where you're trying to find your bolt. Helps. If you like, screw this, there's no way my meaty arm is going to reach back there. What you can do is install a hatch where the bucket goes or the live well in that area. There's like a circle there. Here you can see my compass that I did. Considering they have no hatch back there. Stay tuned for that video as that was a fun install. Alright, the right side's done. On the left side. Here's another way I did. Tie fishing line string to a nail and drop it down each hole, and then pick up the kayak and let it roll all the way down. And then you tie that fishing line string to the thread here, and then you pull it, both of them up at the same time. You just got to be careful that when you do that, you're not going in between the lines, your rudder lines. Otherwise, you have to do it all over again. So once you get that through, and you pull it through, you're going to use 2 nuts and you're going to tighten one. They're going to tighten it into each other so it doesn't. So you're going to get the ratchet If you can reach it with the ratchet underneath it, put a ratchet there and then tighten the top. So that's also another way you can do it. Alright, I'm all done. Now to assemble everything. See how everything looks. Make sure everything is right, that it's even, that both are parallel. If you worry about it dipping to one side, you can use a pipe bender to level you out. And now for the ball mount, what you want to do is that when you stick it in and you let go, it's gonna turn to the side. So what you gotta do is you gotta keep it straight and then find where you're gonna mark it. Once you find your mark, you're gonna press down on it and that will be your whole tooth drill. Alright guys, here's the finished product, the Revolution 11 Islander. Unfortunately, I won't be able to cover the motor mount in this video because that's an entirely different project, so stay tuned for that video. Also, I'll be coming out with the 2021 Hobie Compass, the PA 14, and the Outback, so stay tuned guys. If you find this video helpful, please smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams.